What is the philosophy behind protecting civilians in armed conflict? Imagine a world where war is fought without harming those who are not part of the fighting. That's the core idea behind protecting civilians during armed conflicts. This concept is rooted in the belief that every human being has dignity and the right to life, even amidst chaos. Over centuries, thinkers and nations have agreed that war should not turn into a free-for-all where innocent people suffer. Instead, laws were created to limit harm and keep the focus on combatants. These laws are written into international treaties called the Geneva Conventions and their additional protocols. They set clear rules to protect civilians and civilian objects like homes, hospitals, and schools. The main idea is that only those actively taking part in hostilities can be targeted. Civilians, by definition, do not fight and should be shielded from attack. This is called the distinction principle. It means that military forces must always tell apart civilians from soldiers. If they do not, they risk breaking the law and causing unnecessary suffering. The reason for this is simple. Civilians have not chosen to be part of the fighting and still deserve respect and protection. Military necessity allows attacks on enemy soldiers and military targets, but it does not give permission to harm civilians or their property. When civilians do participate directly in hostilities, they lose their protection temporarily. For example, if a civilian picks up a weapon and fires at soldiers, they become a target. But once they stop fighting, their safety is restored. This shows that protection depends on conduct, not suspicion. The law also emphasizes proportionality. Even when attacking a military target, commanders must ensure civilian harm is not excessive compared to the military advantage gained. This means weighing the benefits of an attack against the potential civilian suffering. Precautions are essential. Parties to a conflict must take steps to minimize civilian casualties. They choose the timing, methods, and means of attack carefully to avoid unnecessary harm. For instance, using precision weapons or giving warnings can save lives. Protecting civilians is not just about laws. It's a moral stance. It shows that even in war, humanity and law remains important. The Geneva Conventions make these rules binding, and violations can be prosecuted as war crimes. The philosophy also recognizes that civilians include not only those in enemy territories but also neutral persons and those not involved in fighting. Special protections are given to vulnerable groups like medical personnel, aid workers, and prisoners of war. The idea is that war should not be a free pass to ignore human rights. Respecting civilian immunity helps rebuild trust and peace after conflicts end. It reminds us that war's purpose is to achieve objectives, not to destroy lives unnecessarily. The core belief is that even in the worst of times, human dignity and the rule of law must be upheld. This philosophy guides how armies conduct hostilities and choose methods of warfare, always aiming to limit suffering and protect those who are not fighting.